From Daily Forex, this is Chris taking a look at the crude oil market, and the WTI market has been all over the place. Now, what's interesting is that the weekly candlestick from last week looks like this, and then Monday we challenged the top and then went back and forth on Tuesday. So now here's the thing. That's a bullish sign if you can hang on to it. But the fact that we couldn't tells me that we are getting a little exhausted. Beyond that, you can also make an argument that Texas refineries coming back online could come into play as well. So I think at this point we're getting very close to the end of the main bullish run. Doesn't mean we can't break 65. I just think that the closer you get to 65, the more trouble you're going to run to based upon, that's where the markets broke down before the pandemic. So now we're really kind of getting a bit stretched. 59 and then 57.50 are two targets that I think that could offer support. If we break 57.50, then we're going to see a little bit of acceleration to the downside. Breaking above the top of the candlestick opens the door to 65, but I have a hard time hanging on to it after that, at least until something changes fundamentally. So, Canadian dollar. So, the US dollar initially tried to rally against the loonie, and then it gave back the gains to form an inverted hammer. If we break the top of that candlestick, it opens up a move towards 127, the downtrend line, the 50-day EMA, and then possibly 129. In other words, there are a multitude of areas that could cause issues for the buyers. That being said, between 26 and 125 and 126, there's a massive area on the monthly chart of support. I think we're going to get a squeeze here. The question is which direction. I think it's going to be very difficult to trade this. In the short term, I think short-term rallies will be faded. If we do break 125, then the bottom's going to fall out and we're going to go much lower. That would be the big money trade, as it were. But if we break this trend line, then I think we start to put pressure to the upside. 10-year note, the yields have been rising, and Jerome Powell even stated in front of Congress today he wasn't overly particularly worried about those rates rising. If that's the case, they may rise. That might put upward pressure on the U.S. dollar. And if that's going to be the case, then that could reverse things. The dollar CAD has a strong negative correlation to crude oil, but the United States actually produces quite a bit of its own crude oil. The negative correlation isn't as strong as it once was, so do keep that in mind.